Okay, so first you want to really figure out what your company presence is and the voice that you'll want to be on social media. You want to ask yourself questions like, who's my audience, and what they would make them want to listen to what you're saying on social media. You want them to understand, what the users are, do you want the users to be talking, acting, listening? Do you want feedback so that you can improve your services or what you offer? Do you want to offer incentives such as promotions like 10% off or something like that? And then also you want to know if you're going to be advertising, promoting, pushing content out there. So your social media voice is your brand personality, basically. It is something that is described as an adjective. For example, brands can be, likely, positive, cynical, professional. So those are things really to understand on social media, what you're going to be doing before you start doing it. If you want a professional voice or if you want more of a voice that people can relate to. And then also with this is important to know what kind of tone you want to have on social media. The tone is basically a subset of your brand's voice. So it adds a specific flavor to your voice based on your audience, situation, and channel. Now what that means is so the company is having one voice for a brand and then many tones to fit that voice. So consider knowing your brand's voice. You want to know your brand's character and persona. So you'll need to consider to flesh out, the identity of what specific attributes that fit who and what you want your company to be online. And then with tone, you want to consider the general vibe that your brand is. All right. So basically, you need to also ask yourself what your purpose is for social media. So for example, you want to try to understand who you are, why you're on social media, and what your mission is to complete your task appropriately. So you need to humanize your brand and let it take part of conversation naturally. A lot of companies tend to just push out content that really isn't really conversational in a sense. It's just rehashing articles and things like that, and you really want to kind of put a face behind what you're saying and something that people can connect to. So kind of going off of that, thought leadership is probably one of the most important things to consider on social media. First and foremost, if you understand that social media is about people and not logos, you're in the right start. And what I mean by that is, think about yourself. I'm sure you're on social media using it every day. What kind of information attracts you to, why you're on there and what you're looking for to read? People are looking to connect with other people or for information. So you have to understand that, same thing with networking or relationship building. You want to be pushing out content and information that is attractable to individuals. It's just very much like in-person networking. So if you go to a networking event, you're not expecting to make the sale in the first time you go to an event and meet someone. You're not running around or saying, hey, I'm selling this, buy it from me. No, you want to build that relationship over time and then become essentially a thought leader on social media. And then that's where the sales come in. That's where the relationships begin. And so you want to be a voice that people follow, they listen, they engage with, they really want to relate to. So let's see. Also, with being a thought leader, it's something that is knowledgeable and credible. So in the industry, for example, in real estate, you want to give content that is going to help your realtors or home buyers, someone that they can go to for advice and learn something, and that's thought leadership. Okay. So that's my end of this slide show, and now I'm going to actually go on to the live portion of what we're working in. So I kind of want to go over a high overview of each platform, and we're going to start with Facebook. So I'm bringing you to Webmax's Facebook. So essentially, it's important to understand how each platform is different. You can have the same message, but it's written a different way on each platform. So first I'll start with Facebook and say that Facebook is really meant to have, longer, the posts can be longer. Short and sweet is always nice as well, but they can certainly be longer. So let's just scroll down. You can see that our voice, we try to have an identity where, we're very much about our company, but we also push content out there that includes, relevant industry things such as Steve Jobs, innovation. And so we do this every day, but then we also promote what we're doing here, taking brief tours of our product, things of that sort, our photos, our videos, our activities. You can see that, we have a video of our Innovation Award being presented. Okay. So with Facebook, let's start with just doing this. The great thing that Facebook offers is a scheduling tool, which I highly recommend. And each platform has scheduling tools. And there's actually programs such as like Hootsuite, which I'll open up just so you can see. Hootsuite is a social media management tool. It's where you can manage multiple platforms at once, but I honestly don't suggest this. I think using the actual social media platform scheduling tools are probably more important because, like I said earlier, you want the message to be the same on each platform, but to read differently because some are short, like Twitter is very short, 140 characters. Facebook can be a little longer. LinkedIn's a little bit more professional. So what I would say is, let's see, today at WebMax is a great day. And then let's just pretend we put a photo. You can see all my memes. Perfect. Okay. And this is what I mean by the scheduling tool. So you can publish it now, or you can select a time in which you can publish. And this is what's great about that. So we can pick, tomorrow at 3 p.m. And it's also important to understand that the times of which you should post. So a lot of channels, the most engaging time is around lunchtime for people and then also in the evening. So I would say between 12 and 2 or so are great times to post to schedule things. So really we would like to change this probably to about 1:50 or in the evening. But Facebook really you should be posting about once a day. That's a good amount for that platform. And then you would just select schedule. But I'm not going to do it because I don't think I should probably be posting my perfect meme on our social media. Exit. Okay. So we're going to go into publishing tools. And for loan officers, realtors, you don't have a lot of time, so it's important to, use these tools because you can sit there on a Sunday in the evening and push out all of your scheduled content for a whole week or sometimes even for a month. Like you can see right now, we have all of this scheduled. So we will have posts going out until April 25th. So we're scheduled basically up till now. Scheduled. So we have our content scheduled till April 28th. So you can see your calendar of scheduled things. You can create them here as well as on that home page that I was talking about. And again, for busy people, this is a great tool, really important to use. It's also important to, have great photos and interactive things on your Facebook. You can do reviews, services, and you can also, let's see, you can invite people. And then also, it's really a great tool, like, let's see. In order to get followers, it's good to go out and get them. So on Facebook, Twitter, you can like a page, and you can like it as, make sure to like your page, the page, because, let's see. So I can like it as WebMax. So now WebMax is liking this page. Like it as the company or the brand or whoever it is that you're trying to get followers on. So you saw that I liked it as WebMax rather than as my own personal Facebook. And then I also just want to show you when you are managing Facebook pages, So I'm on my personal Facebook. I'm sure we've all seen what this looks like. But you can see I manage pages here. So you can go into your WebMax portal, Facebook portal, to manage the page. Okay. Any questions on Facebook that you were kind of seeking that I haven't answered yet, and I can definitely go over them before I move on to Twitter. All right. I don't see any questions. Oh, sorry. Let me see. Okay, perfect. We do have a question about posting an ad on Facebook. So there's a few different ways that you can post ads on Facebook. For one, you can boost your post. So as I mentioned earlier, I put, my little kitty perfect meme. And then what you would do is you would go to boost post, and you can target. So understanding, who your target market is really important. As I mentioned earlier, kind of going over your brand and your voice, things of that sort. This also relates back to who you're trying to reach. So do you want to only target the people that have liked your page? Do you want to target them and their friends? Or do you want to just select a specific area? So you would go into here, and really posting an ad and boosting your post are going to be very much in the same. So you go to all, men, women, are you having any dreams? Are we looking for, women that are, let's go with millennials. Or let's go home buyers, right? A lot of millennials are buying homes. I think it's like 45% right now. Okay, locations, if you're a Jersey-based realtor or Jersey-based loan officer. And then demographics, so are we looking for getting married? I'm getting married. And then you can just break down, what that target market is. Do they like the shore? Down the shore. And you can really break it down. They like to run. Maybe it's by a really, if you're a realtor, it's by an awesome running park. They have dogs, it's by a dog park. Things of that sort. So you can really break it down. And then you pick your budget. So this is the magnitude of how much your post will go out. How many people are really going to see it. Let's see real quick. Okay. And then how many days do you want it to run for? So you can really see here, for instance, if you do 400 people, it's going to reach that many people in that target market that you mentioned. And then you're going to have the duration, 1 day, 7 days, 14 days, run this ad until here, and then the payment. And then you're going to have to put, your credit card information and then set your budget, and then it'll be all ready to go. Cancel promotion. I'm sure Kurt would appreciate if I targeted a kitty meme for everyone on social media. Okay. And then create ad. And then these are the types of different promotions that you can do. So you can boost the post. Where'd it go? Creating a promotion. And then you can select which one you want to do. So I just walked you through basically boosting the post, which you can do from here. You can do it from the main page. You can do it from your publishing tools that I went over. But this is basically where you would run your ads at and deciding which ones you wanted to do. Set up an ongoing one. Okay. All right. Any other questions on Facebook? All right, perfect. So are you saying a sample of what the ad should look like? Someone asked how about a sample of an ad. So are you asking like what the ad should look like, or actually me going through and doing one, like posting one? I will show you. So here, okay, actually doing one for realtors. Okay, so these are what the ads look like right here. So they would show up in your feed like this. This would be, you see how it says sponsored. I'm just going to go over this and then I'll show you an ad for realtors. So sponsored, and then that's more boosting your post. This is more creating an ad. So the ads would show up in their side feeds, and then the boosting the post would show up here. So what I would suggest for a realtor, if you wanted like the side ad, is posting a photo of the home. I don't have an actual ad created, so what I would do is maybe, go to a realtor site, whatever home it is that they're really, if they're trying to promote a home in particular, getting a photo of that home, saying something of the sort, act now, great offer on this home. Okay. Promote your page is another great option too. Ongoing promotion. And then you can have the options here of what you want your ad to do. Okay, this is the wrong thing, I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, so here is basically just like the ad. So let's see. They all kind of are set up the exact same. You would just, a matter of putting the image in that you want to do. So this is the ad. And then you would just go in, replace the image, and you want it to go into desktop news feeds. Okay. And then just like I walked through, you break down your budget, the days, the amount of people, when you want this ad to run till. And I mean, I would suggest, whatever design programs you use, not making the image, like you'll see, we just put a logo on it, but more importantly, the message is good, like have a very, very short message that can attract people, just get a quick call to action, make the ad linkable so that people can go to the location easily. So if it's a realtor site, let's go back to this real quick. See how it's very, very short, links right out to what they're trying to sell. Okay. All right, I'm going to move on. Actually, real quick, I just wanted to show you an example of a really good Facebook page. LL Bean is known to have very great content, a lot of followers, really sought after in the industry. But you can see talking about voice and brand and tone, kind of things that they're posting. Okay. All right, I'm going to move on to Twitter, and then if we have more questions at the end, I can definitely cover those. All right, so Twitter. First, I'm going to go to TweetDeck. You're welcome. Okay, so TweetDeck, as I mentioned, for Facebook, is a scheduling tool. So again, you could use tools like Hootsuite, but they really push out the same exact verbiage on every content. Facebook can be, a whole paragraph if you wanted with a link, whereas Twitter, you can see it's 140 characters. You do not want to say a lot. You want to use hashtags more often, which I'll cover more what hashtags are. But you shouldn't have a whole paragraph on Twitter. Well, it won't work because it's 140 characters. So what you want to do is kind of use Twitter's scheduling tool to make sure that you're not pushing out the exact same thing on Facebook as you are on Twitter, because the message is quite different. So I know that you're looking at a lot here, so I'm going to kind of break it down. This is my news feed. This is what you would see when you go on your Twitter. This is it. It's called TweetDeck. TweetDeck. So that's Webmax Co's newsfeed. And this is our notifications, which is basically just breaking down, what's up here, our notifications. People are liking my tweets. People are retweeting me. All these things. That's my notifications. Then here are all my scheduled tweets. So you can see we have I shoot for 3 tweets a day, and I say this because Twitter generally, you can see it moving very quickly here. See how many tweets are coming through. So if you only tweet once a day, there's a good chance that the amount of viewership on that tweet is going to be quite small. So, 3 is definitely minimal, but I would say 3 to even 10 tweets a day is definitely acceptable and good for Twitter, whereas Facebook, is only maybe 1 a day. You don't want to overwhelm people. But Twitter's message can certainly be lost if you're not doing it a lot. And that's the great thing about the scheduling tools is Facebook's message, you could have a whole paragraph, but on Twitter, you could break that paragraph down into 10 tweets if you wanted to. So, and that's why the scheduling tool is so perfect for Twitter, because who has time to sit around all day and just tweet? I know I don't, and I'm sure all of you don't as well. So I'll continue real quick before I show you how to schedule on TweetDeck. These are my messages. And these are the hashtags that I like to see. So I'm following things, people talking about mortgage, people talking about technology, real estate, and mortgage news. And you can add these. You can move them around your view. You can change if you want to, see that before you see your messages. You just click this drag button here. But if you want to add one of these, you want to go to Add Column. And you can select what it is. So if you're looking for what's trending, these all things are trending right now. So realtors, let's add a realtors tab, add column. And the reason why I'm following these things is, yeah, it's good to know what people are saying, but more importantly, it's really good to be able to retweet other people's content, because that's how you get followers. That's how you build relationships as well. So you want to push out good content to establish the thought leadership that I mentioned earlier, but you also want to engage with other people. Again, social media is about people and not logos. So let's see. Here we go. Let's go. Cornelius over here is talking about first-year real estate tips for agents. Click here to learn more. So we can retweet. Let's just retweet this. And let's say, great advice. And we're going to tweet this, right? So that just was tweeted out now. And then let's go to our Twitter, go to my page, and you'll see what that retweet looks like. Great advice. Okay? So that's what these feeds are really good. If you're a loan officer, you're probably looking for realtor tips, advice for realtors. That's good information for you to put in your Twitter. If you're a realtor, you're looking to, tell your realtors, hey, you should be pushing out really important content for home buyers, which I'll show you. So there's a home buyers. This is how you can search. You can go to top, and you can see what everyone's talking about, real estate, realtors, home buyers. And you can keep going and see, all these people talking about home buyers in some way. Latest, and you can also search in here if you want to just break down just hashtags only, not people, just want to know who's hashtagging home buyers. Here it is. Okay. So now how to schedule on TweetDeck. So we would just go, let's see, we look forward to seeing you at MBA secondary next week. Okay, and then let's do conference. So the reason I just did secondary and conference is so maybe, maybe people are looking for that hashtag. It's probably unlikely. It's a little bit of a rare hashtag. So you want to definitely use hashtags that are going to be, people are going to be looking at, like mortgage, lending, innovation, mortgage, bankers. These are the type of things, our target market is mortgage companies, realtors, lenders. But then we also like to keep with, innovation, things like that. And then it's also good to tag, which that's what that @ what I did there at MBA. Let me just redo that. So at MBA, you see I start typing, and these are other Twitter accounts. So what's good about that is they're going to get a notification saying that I mentioned them. So instead of hitting tweet, if I were to hit tweet, it would go out now. But instead, you can add images, direct messages. You want to go to schedule tweet. And let's schedule this for, let's say, 11 o'clock today. So in a couple minutes, I'll go over to our Twitter page, and you'll see that it went out automatically. So I'm going to tweet that, and then you're going to see right here that showed up. Let's see, probably have to refresh the page. That showed up in our feed. Okay? So any questions about the scheduling or the hashtags at the moment? Oh. Yes, I can send this recording out to, someone asked if I'll be sending this recording out to attendees. I can certainly send this out, absolutely. And we also have a video archive on our YouTube channel of other important webinar topics, and this one will also be on there. Okay. So any other questions about hashtags, scheduling, or TweetDeck in itself, the scheduling tool? All right. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to leads on Twitter. Same thing as Facebook, you want to follow people to get followers back. So what I do is I search mortgage. So who's your target market? Are you searching for New Jersey realtors? Actually, let's do it that way. New Jersey realtors. Okay, let's just do realtor, actually. And you want to go to people. So, all right, now we're looking through here. You can see I already followed some people. If you're looking to target some realtors, first you want to start by targeting following all of your clients that you currently have and all of your connections. So I would go through, if you can print out a list of all your realtors, I would definitely go through and follow all of them. But after that, if you have a list of prospects, go through and follow all of them. And then after that, it doesn't hurt to go through and follow, we also have a target market of realtors as well. So, all right, she's a realtor in PA, New Jersey. And unlike Facebook, you don't want to go and request people their personal Facebook pages on Facebook. Definitely would weird them out. So don't do that. It's definitely a fan page. But here, Twitter's a lot different. She's definitely on here promoting her business. It's okay on Twitter to follow her. See, she's got that, so we can follow her. Let's say she's our target. And then even on a larger scale, mortgage people, you'll see that I've done my due diligence, and I've already followed a lot of mortgage people. But I'm already following all these people. But you'll see, if anyone else that I missed, any companies, I would follow them. So I'm following First Mortgage, Citywide Mortgage. But it's also great to follow industry people like Mortgage News. So I followed news networks, things of that sort, because they're pushing out good content that you're probably going to want to retweet. Same thing for Realtor News. Realtor.com. Probably want to follow this. All right, so those are good ways to gain your followers, especially if you're starting from scratch. It's difficult to get a following base. Using hashtags and following other individuals are the best way to get your followers. Okay. Any other questions on Twitter right now? And I didn't get into the analytics portion of Facebook and Twitter, but there is an analytics portion on every platform that if you want to see how you're performing, how much you're mentioned, it really breaks it down for you. But I feel like right now the most important thing is the scheduling because it's very time consuming, advertising, and then also your lead generation tools. And understanding that the messages should definitely be separated for each platform and understanding your brand, your voice, and your tone, which in the recording, I know a few people had to join a little bit late. When you get the recording, I kind of break down the voice and the tone for social media. All right, so if we don't have any other questions, we do have a question. Hold on one second. One second. All right. Jonathan, that was a really good question. Meta, he asked about Meta on social media and how that ties in. So to be honest, I'm not too familiar on that, but I can certainly look into it and kind of do my due diligence and get back to you on that. But that was a really good question. You stumped me. Okay. All right. I just want to show one thing. Okay. Now we're going to move on to LinkedIn. Now LinkedIn is a platform, we have Facebook for one post maybe a day, Twitter 3 to 10 tweets a day, and then LinkedIn I would really say maybe 1 to 2 posts a week. I wouldn't do more than 2. More like 1 is more appropriate. It's certainly a professional channel, and I'm talking and showing today in terms of managing a corporate level LinkedIn. There's so many things about personal level LinkedIn accounts that are out there that we could certainly cover one day if anyone is interested, going and doing like kind of a LinkedIn workshop about personal profiles and professional, keeping them professional. So LinkedIn is also managed like Facebook through your personal account. You set up people as admins. So you go down, edit page, and you can set up your admins and who's actually managing your pages. And you can change all the content that's in there through that. So you just edit here. Unfortunately, LinkedIn does not have a scheduling tool. So that's where, something like Hootsuite might come in as a benefit, but you're only posting once a week. So when you're scheduling all your other social media platforms, you could just post that one LinkedIn post. So let's just say, what should I do? All right. When you're on LinkedIn, and this is going to be the same for Facebook, you can post an article, and this is a very political article, so I would never suggest doing anything political, and I'm definitely not going to post this. But you can type in, so U.S. judge says XXXXX, whatever. I would suggest to delete this. It will not delete your link. So delete that, and then this is what they'll see. They'll see the link to the article where they can click, and it will be clickable, and then a little caption of what it is. Oh I'm sorry. So on LinkedIn, you want to keep it professional, have valuable content. You're not trying to sell too much on LinkedIn. You can certainly, if you have a job that's opening, that's great. If you have something that's going on in your company, you want an award, those are really important things to put on there. But you don't want to be putting out there, hey, buy my service. That's not helpful on LinkedIn at all. You can certainly do those types of things, advertise on Facebook, on Twitter even, promote your information. But again, at the end of the day, it's not about logos, it's about people. And you want to definitely take those into consideration. So, we talked about our award. We talked about, this article that we had published, us at a trade show. And then here's a little bit of an advertising, but it's more of an announcement. We announced our point of sale application. These are the types of things that really should go on in LinkedIn. And then, also pushing out good articles. There's a lot of great articles on LinkedIn that you can utilize. So let's go. Postings. Here's where you would manage your account, like which accounts you manage. And you go back to your company account. But LinkedIn is very self-explanatory. You push out once a week content that isn't too advertorial, definitely more valuable, more about that thought leadership that was discussed. You can sponsor the content and push it out there, but I definitely would suggest advertising first and foremost on like Facebook or Twitter before you do so on LinkedIn. All right. If we have any questions about LinkedIn, I can certainly go over those real quick, or we can move on real quick to Instagram. All right, it looks like we don't have any questions on LinkedIn, so I'm going to move on to Instagram. For LinkedIn, it's definitely good for realtors, especially I think to have more of a personal account than a company account. Okay. So Instagram. And this is also a great tool for realtors because they're out there pushing homes that they have on the market that they're trying to sell. Instagram's a very visual platform. A lot of companies don't necessarily need an Instagram. We do have one because we like to be a brand that has a face behind who we are. We like to be kind of motivating and fun. So you'll see some of our posts, just like quotes, people might like or want to follow us just because they see something that's like motivational. We also, do these live feeds where this was one of our clients, their annual meeting. We have that on there. Us setting up our president and CEO in his office, setting up for our mannequin challenge, which should definitely go on our social media and check that out because that was fun and quite funny. But you can see it's more of like a fun account that, celebrating birthdays on here. But in terms of a realtor, I would certainly advise your realtors to post their homes, hashtag the areas, if the home has a special feature, if they're targeting a certain person, hashtags are really used heavily on Instagram. So let's see a good example right here. So you can see I did mannequin challenge here, right? Oh, goodness. All right. These are people that are hashtagging. We can see how many posts were hashtagging mannequin challenge. Definitely some interesting posts. I hope that made some of you giggle. But you can see all these people that are talking about that. And again, let's see. People talking about mortgages on here, all very visual. Let's do home buy. Home buyer. People to home buyers. You can see people talking about that. The good thing about Instagram, you can really post on there as often or as least often as you'd like. One post a day is nice just to keep your name consistently out there, but even if you only did it a couple times a week, that's fine. I would not suggest posting like Twitter 5 times a day. You're definitely going to inundate your followers. It's very easy to get followers on Instagram too. People are looking for good photos to just kind of look at and have in their news feed. And definitely suggesting, again, like on Twitter, reaching out to your followers, targeting them. So if I'm looking for a mortgage company, I'm typing in mortgage company. So ads that, I have a question, are ads posted on Facebook automatically posted on Instagram? No, they are not if you're doing them separately. So what that means by that is if you're managing your accounts on something like Hootsuite, you can push out advertisements to each account. But the reason I don't suggest doing that is because, and I kind of explained this a little bit earlier, because each platform can have the same message. You can be talking about, our award that we won, for instance, on each platform. But Facebook could be a paragraph explaining, how great the award was, why we won it, where Twitter is 140 characters, where Instagram really should just be a brief sentence with a bunch of hashtags kind of getting people to follow us. So Hootsuite would push out the message, and it would literally say the exact same text on every channel. So it would push out an ad for you, but I would suggest going in and scheduling them all separately. Instagram and LinkedIn do not have scheduling tools, though. Hootsuite is an account scheduler of all of your social medias. And there's a lot of social media schedulers out there, but I like keeping them all separate because I really like to target individually. It's a little more time consuming, but if you're sitting there on a Sunday for an hour or two, you're getting most of your social media out of the way. You can, however, post on Instagram and share automatically to Facebook. And unfortunately, Instagram on the desktop doesn't let me show you how to do that. It only shows you this and then, like the news feed. So this is all I really can show you. I can't show you how to post, but if you have Instagram on your phone, I can kind of tell you a little bit about it. If you open up your Instagram, there's, when you go to post, it shares. It gives you the option to share to Facebook and to Twitter. So every post that you're doing on Instagram, you can share out to Facebook, to Twitter, to Pinterest, whatever account it is that you like to share to. So I would definitely suggest doing that. Pushing more content out there is great. And you can link your personal Instagram to your professional account. For instance, my personal Instagram, I can push content to my WebMax's Facebook account. I hope that explained your question a little bit for you. Basically, Instagram can post to Facebook, but Facebook cannot post to Instagram. All right, and then there's a couple things. There's a couple things that I want to make sure to also just mention. Definitely make sure all of your realtors that you have all your social media accounts up at the top, and then also make sure that you have them in your signature. So here, I have them so that you can click, and when I send you an email, you'll get this, and you just click it, and it'll go right out to the social media, the most social media page. And these icons, you can literally just search social media icons, and there's a lot of websites that give you permission to utilize them, and you can cut them up and edit them into your signature. To make them linkable, you'll see on whether you're using Outlook, Gmail, or some other server, you'll see this link, and you'll just go in, type in the URL for your social media, and that will make it linkable. Same thing if you're going into settings. And this would be the same, setting up your signature for Outlook even. I don't know why it's not showing. But right here in the signature, you would just copy and paste those photos in, and that's where you could create the signature at. I'm not really sure why my signature is not showing up here. But, okay. And then I have another question. The question was about paid ads, not posts. Does that matter? Oh, okay. The question was about paid ads and not posts. Yeah, so sorry if I misunderstood. So the paid ads from Instagram, you can push out paid ads on Instagram and you can push them out on Facebook, but they're totally separate accounts. You can't do paid advertisement on Facebook and it translates to Instagram. And you can't do paid advertisements on Instagram and it translates to Facebook. You're paying Facebook for that advertisement separately, and you're paying Instagram separately for the paid advertising. So it's not linked in that way. You would have to pay each social media account separately. They're not a shared expense. Did that answer your question? And then in the meantime, if we have any other questions, please let me know. We're getting to the end here. All right. I'm going to just wait a couple more minutes to see if there's any other questions out there, but basically we've kind of covered everything for today that I was planning on covering. If there's anything that you'd like to emphasize a little more, I can certainly do that real quick, but I'll just wait a couple more minutes for those questions and then we'll end the webinar. You're welcome, Alex. Thank you. And if you have any other questions that you think of after we leave here, I'll show you in writing so you have it. This is my email account. Feel free to email me. I'm also going to send you an email so that you have it, but you can certainly ask me any questions if you'd like, and I'll send you the recording, and it will also be on our YouTube channel. All right, it doesn't look like we have any more questions at this time, so I'm going to end the webinar. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.